welcome to today's change of command ceremony between Major General Susan A. Davidson and Major General Kurt Ryan. The presiding official for today's ceremony is General Dennis L. Vai, Commanding General, United States Army Materiel Command. Please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing through the invocation. Today's official party consists of General Darren McDough, Commanding General, United States Transportation Command; General Dennis L. Vai, Commanding General, United States Army Materiel Command; Major General Susan A. Davidson, the outgoing commander; and Major General Kurt Ryan, the incoming commander.
Command.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem performed by the Band of Mid-America. The invocation will now be delivered by Major Brian Chung, Command Chaplain for the Military Surface Deployment and Distribution Command.
I'd like to invite us to pray. Almighty God, we join together in thanking you for enabling us, together with our military and community partners, to regularly provide the seamless, incredible feats of strategic global logistic capabilities for our nation's armed forces. Thank you for your very best in Major General Susan Davidson, the daughter of Clem from St. Joe, who nurtures all to grow and take care of one another, as she did in her father's orange groves and has done for all of us here. Thank you for her expertise, relational approach, and vision into 2025 and beyond to deliver trust and provide the best care for all. We ask your blessings over Major General Davidson and her family as they transition this command into the highly capable hands of Major General Kurt Ryan and his family. As we all embark together on our next set of adventures, may you enable us all with your divine capabilities that we may continue to do exceedingly abundantly, immeasurably more than all we could ever ask or imagine. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Tung. And ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. At this time, Ms. Monica Rodriguez, SDDC, will present a Scott Air Force Base throw blanket to Mr. Redding Hobby. The blanket symbolizes the love and affection that the men and women of SDDC feel for him. On behalf of Major General Davidson, Ms. Rodriguez will also present a spring bouquet to her daughter Jennifer. Mr. Keenan Gunter from SDDC will present a yellow bouquet of flowers to Mrs. Jennifer Ryan to welcome her to the command. This relationship begins today and will continue to flourish as Mrs. Ryan takes her place as part of the new command team. On behalf of Major General Ryan, Mr. Gunter will present his daughter Madison a bouquet of roses for the support she will provide to her father. The proud heritage of our armed forces began more than 200 years ago when citizens joined together in a common cause, the quest for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The change of command is a time to honor part of that tradition by formally restating the authority of command. The change of command is a transfer of total responsibility, authority, and accountability from one commander to another. The change of command is a simple traditional event that is rich with symbolism and heritage. Key to the ceremony is the passing of the unit's colors. These colors represent not only the lineage and honors of the unit, but also the loyalty and unity of its soldiers. The colors are the commander's symbol of authority, representing his or her responsibilities to the organization. Wherever the commander is, there also are the colors. The custodian of the colors is the command sergeant major, the senior enlisted soldier in the unit and principal advisor to the commander. The passing of the colors symbolizes the transfer of command responsibility from the old commander to the new. The passing of the unit's colors demonstrates to the soldiers of the unit that the old commander has passed the mantle of leadership to the new commander. And with this also passes the loyalty of the soldiers to their new commander. At this time, the official party will take their positions for the passing of the colors. By the authority of Army Regulation 600-20, paragraph 2-5, Army Command Policy, the undersigned assumes command of the United States Military Surface Deployment and Distribution Command, effective 16 June 2016. Signed, Major General Kurt Ryan, commanding. The SDDC colors are now being passed from Command Sergeant Major McKellar to Major General Davidson, to General Vi, to Major General Ryan, and back to Command Sergeant Major McKellar. Ladies and gentlemen, General Darren McDew, Commander, United States Transportation Command.
What a great day. Now, I see a lot of people fanning themselves, so maybe not everybody appreciates the temperature in here right now. But this southern boy doesn't feel comfortable at all until there's a bead of sweat rolling down the middle of my back. I have achieved nirvana this morning. So good morning. Let me begin with what I'm going to do with you this morning. I'm going to thank a bunch of folks real quick, and I'm going to start with this big thank you. On Tuesday, our nation's Army celebrated 241 glorious years of birth. The soldiers joining us today serve as the successors to the 10 companies of riflemen who over 2 centuries ago defeated the world's strongest military at that time. Today's Army has grown into the most decisive fighting force across the globe, and due in large part to the men and women of the Military Surface Deployment and Distribution Command, who ensure our troops' ability to respond to any place on the planet at the time of our choosing. Let's not forget that's why we exist. Under General Davidson's astute leadership over the past 2 years, SDDC has delivered, and how. They have delivered trust and hope, supporting America's vital interests, and every corner of this planet, the sun never sets on this command. It is customary at a change of command to wax eloquent about the outgoing commander, to say how powerful they have been at leading and motivating. It is customary to say that it is hard to believe that the command can go to even bigger heights under anyone else that is entrusted to lead them. I will be no different today. It is also customary shortly thereafter to say how much confidence you have in the person chosen to replace them. I will be no different today. I guarantee you, as much as we have entrusted under General Davidson, I will tell you right now that Kurt Ryan will flat out get after it. I trust him as the component commander to lead this Army component to U.S. Transportation Command to even greater heights. So let me begin with the thank yous, and I will get off the stage because not everybody appreciates the temperature this morning as much as I do. Let me begin with a quick, nothing happens until something moves. Nothing happens until something moves. General Vi and the Army Green Team, let me thank you for enabling this vital component of U.S. Transportation Command, these warriors, to provide innovative end-to-end deployment and distribution solutions across a full spectrum of military operations. I appreciate all you do to ensure that the joint force has what it needs. Sue and Redding, I can't thank you enough for really giving us unwavering commitment and compassion to soldiers and civilians and families. I have seen it day in and day out, and I've had the pleasure of watching you up close and personal, and I greatly appreciate all you have done. And I know this command will greatly miss you, and not just SDDC, but U.S. Transportation Command will miss you. You have been a great battle buddy. And I can go on about all these accomplishments, but I tell you, we would be here all day. So let me go quickly and welcome on Kurt, Jennifer, and my speechwriters forgot the most important person in the family, Madison. You cannot forget the person who really keeps the family tied together or can destroy it, a teenage daughter. Madison, thank you very much for enduring yet another move, another transfer. You will enjoy your senior year. We will ensure you do, whether your new school embraces you or not, and they will. Mascoutah is a great place. The cornfields of Illinois are a great place, and we want to welcome all 3 of you to our community and to our family. Command Sergeant Major McKellar, I think my doppelganger, at least I like to think I look like him, for organizing and orchestrating this wonderful ceremony and this powerful representation of what it means to successfully transfer command from one great soldier to another. The achievements of this command run rampant. Those commanders out there make it happen. Their soldiers believe in their commanders, and I believe in them. And I won't go through a lot of detail, but trust me when I tell you, SDDC, you're in greater hands still again. Sue leaves great shoes to fill, but Kurt is an experienced and tested leader, having had 5 commands already. I learned even more about him at his recent promotion ceremony. I want to quote one of my favorite soldiers, and that's Lieutenant General Steve Lyons. Lieutenant General Steve Lyons is a trusted warrior and an expert and my battle buddy, and I will tell you what he said about Kurt at his ordnance change of command. And he said, "The Army desires innovative, adaptive, competent, and committed leaders of character. And in my mind, I think of Kurt Ryan. He's a naturally curious thinker, an incredible team builder who brings out the best in people. He's reliable in his word and his deeds." We couldn't have a better leader to follow a great leader. This component command is going to be different, Kurt, from any other you've had. And I will leave you with a couple of challenges. First, we must continue to move at the speed of war. Our warfighters in the joint world deserve it, and we make it different for them. I will ask you and demand of you that you play chess and not checkers. Every human can play a game of checkers. It takes a special person to play chess and be effective at it. Redesign as we function as a joint team and ensure that SDDC reflects your capabilities and your mindset going forward. Advocate for Army capabilities on behalf of U.S. Transportation Command, and then don't be afraid to let me weigh in as a combatant commander. In closing, Sue, Redding, Evelyn, and I wish you continued success. You will get no sympathy from us as you head to Hawaii, but heartfelt fair winds and following seas. Kurt, Jennifer, and Madison, Evelyn and I welcome you to the U.S. Transcom family, and we look forward to witnessing in the days, weeks, and months ahead the extraordinary things that you will do on behalf of these great men and women. Nothing happens until something moves. Hua.
Ladies and gentlemen, General Dennis L. Vi, Commander, Army Materiel Command.
Well, good morning. I know it's a little warm, but please help me out a little bit. Good morning. Much better. Well, it's great to be back at Scott Air Force Base. And I'm so very honored to be the reviewing officer for today's ceremony for one of the military's finest organizations, the U.S. Army Surface Deployment and Distribution Command. What a great crowd. Thank all of you for joining us, especially during this week as we celebrate the 241st birthday of the United States Army. First of all, I want to recognize my good friend, General Darren McDew, and his bride, Evelyn. Thank you for the great partnership we enjoy with U.S. Transportation Command, one of Army Materiel Command's most important strategic partners. Darren and Evelyn, it's great to see you here today and to be a part of this special ceremony. And although Linda wasn't able to join me today, she sends her warmest regards and best wishes. I also want to add my welcome to the many other distinguished guests and senior leaders who are here today. Lieutenant General Steve Lyon and Maureen, it's good to see you both again. To Dr. Michael Ayers, the civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army. Chief Master Sergeant Matthew Caruso and his wife Becky. And then, of course, Command Sergeant Major Kevin McKellar. the SDDC Command Sergeant Major. And at this point, I'm going to ask the color guard and all the flag bearers to unseat your colors and go to parade rest. Unseat your colors. Wonderful. I'm also very pleased to have my battle buddy, Command Sergeant Major James Sims, with me today. And to the Commander of Troops, Jordan Croneman. Jordan, it's great to see you. Thanks for your great leadership today. To the color guard, to all those standing before us on parade today, you look absolutely outstanding. And to the members of the United States Air Force Band of Mid-America, thanks for providing music for today's ceremony. You sound great, and the ceremony would not be complete without you. To the Salute Battery from the United States Army Engineer School at Fort Leonard Wood, you were loud and proud. Thank you for the honors today. And also to all the volunteers who worked behind the scenes to put on such an important ceremony today, thank you for making this such a professional event. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause for all of these great patriots. Today, we gather to honor and bid farewell to a great commander, Major General Sue Davison, and welcome SDDC's new commanding general, Major General Kurt Ryan. And while both of these general officers have been very successful in their careers in their own right, we all know that much of their success is attributable to their families. And it's from our families that we do gain our strength. And so on this special day, I want to recognize these two wonderful families. First, the Davison and Hobby families. Sue's husband, Redding, a retired member of our senior executive service, having served as the Deputy J3 at the Defense Logistics Agency. Redding and Sue have been married for 8 years. We welcome their daughter, Jennifer, and their 10-month-old son, Anthony, who will soon be marching out on the parade field before too long, no doubt, who traveled here from their hometown in Joliet, Illinois. Their son Michael couldn't be with us today. He attends Leeward Community College in Hawaii, where, of course, he enjoys surfing, the outdoors, and photography. But I know he sends his well wishes to his family today. We also welcome the Ryans. Kurt's wife for 23 years, Jennifer, who has always been a great supporter of our troops and their families, doing each of their assignments, and I know she'll be a great addition to the Scott Air Force Base community. And their daughter, Madison, who's about to enjoy her final year of high school before heading off to college. Kurt's mother and stepfather, Miss Sonia and David Alcon, here from York, Pennsylvania, who drove all that distance to be here today. Thank you so much for joining us as well. Jennifer's mother, Miss Jerry Nagel, who is also from Pottsville, Pennsylvania, and their niece, Kelsa Yarnell of Douglasville, Pennsylvania. Thank you all for joining us. Please join me in a round of applause, these two great Army families. And finally, a very special welcome to the men and women of the U.S. Military Surface Deployment Distribution Command. To all of you here, every service member, department civilian and contractor teammate, and to your teammates forward stationed around the world, thank you for what you do each and every day for our United States Army, for the combatant commands, and for the Joint Force. Traditions, customs, and courtesies are hallmarks of military life. And in very few events are they so visible, symbolic, and meaningful than at a change of command ceremony. And while the ceremony you've just observed represents a change of responsibility between two outstanding general officers, it also represents the deep traditions of our armed forces, and it reaffirms the responsibility vested by our military and our nation in the commander. For as the colors were passed from Major General Davison to Major General Ryan, so were the history, traditions, and achievements of this great command, and they are indeed significant. And as we reflect on General Davison's 24 months in command, it would be impossible to list all of the achievements and accomplishments of the command during her tenure. but I would like to highlight just a few. During our tenure, SDDC successfully deployed and executed deployment, distribution, and sustainment operations across the globe for numerous named operations, including New Dawn, Enduring Freedom, Resolute Support, and United Assistance, and also major training events, including Atlantic Resolve and Pacific Pathways. In supporting the global response to the Ebola outbreak in West Africa, SDDC deployed 2 rapid port opening elements, the debarkation and embarkation operations of 2 military Sea Lift Command vessels, and moved more than 2,300 pieces of cargo from 7 CONUS-based installations to the impacted region, and then back to CONUS after the conclusion of the mission. No other organization in the Department of Defense, nowhere else in the world, has the capability to perform what this unit does each and every day. And under General Davidson's leadership, SDDC deployed individual mobilization augmentees throughout the CENTCOM AOR to locations such as Jordan, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Uzbekistan to better facilitate the diplomatic and customs clearance procedures essential to sustaining our troops and moving equipment and materiel. And she developed a concept to operate at commercial strategic ports anywhere in the world. She also led the maturation of the Department of Defense's Strategic Seaport Program and revitalized the command's role in National Port Readiness Network. It is for these reasons and so many more that Major General Davidson was clearly the right leader, the right commander at the right time to command SDDC during this particularly challenging time for our nation. Sue and Redding, thank you for everything that you've done. We wish you both the best of luck and Godspeed as you head to Hawaii, where Major General Davidson will assume command of the 8th Theater Sustainment Command at Fort Schaffner next month. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause for Major General Sue Davidson and Mr. Redding Hobby. It is now my honor to officially welcome SDDC's new command team, Kurt and Jennifer Ryan. During his 29-year career, Major General Ryan has gained a wealth of experience in leading large organizations in complex missions, while taking care of his troops and their families in the process. A seasoned general officer with 4 combat tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, Major General Ryan has been entrusted with command on 5 separate occasions. As a maintenance company commander in the 1st Armored Division in Germany, a forward support battalion commander in the 82nd Airborne Division at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and then commander of the 10th Sustainment Brigade of the 10th Mountain Division at Fort Drum, New York, which he deployed to Afghanistan from 2011 and 2012. Following, Major General Ryan commanded the 593rd Sustainment Command Expeditionary at Joint Base Lewis McChord in Washington. He deployed the 593rd to the Philippines as part of our humanitarian response to the devastating typhoon that struck the island in late 2013. Kurt Ryan joins us after serving as the 39th Chief of Ordnance and Commandant of the United States Army Ordnance School at Fort Lee, Virginia, where he was responsible for the training of nearly 27,000 ordnance professionals annually. With such a strong record of accomplishment and experience in both leadership and expeditionary logistics, Major General Kurt Ryan is exceptionally qualified to assume command of SDDC and to continue its rich and storied tradition of delivering trust to the warfighter. And I know he will take the command to even greater heights. So Kurt and Jennifer, congratulations to you both. Thank you for your continued service to our United States Army, to our armed forces, and to the nation. I know the men and women of SDDC and their families will greatly benefit from your leadership. Linda and I look forward to serving with you both. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round Warm welcome of applause for the Ryan family. Again, my sincere thanks to everyone for attending today's ceremony and honoring both of these general officers and their families. Please be sure to remain afterwards to congratulate them. May God continue to bless our deployed soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen, and the Department of Civilians who support them and their families. And may God continue to bless the great armed forces and the United States of America. Army strong.
Ladies and gentlemen, Major General Susan A. Davidson.
Good morning to all the distinguished guests today. General McDew, General Vi, Mrs. McDew, thank you so much for being here. General Everhart, you and Michelle, we met when I arrived. I am leaving first, but you have 2 more stars, so I think you got the better end of the deal. General Lyons, Maureen, thank you for being here. To all the MSC commanders that came in for this ceremony, I really appreciate the support and the team building we made, and all of the directors in Transcom. The teams we've created really helped things move along the way. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank the backbone of our Army, of our service, and of Transcom, quite frankly. Chief, thank you for you and your wife being here today and representing the sailors, soldiers, airmen, and Marines that fight hard every day to make us look good. Command Sergeant Major Sims, you assisted making sure all of this was great. I appreciate your guidance. I appreciate your support throughout my tenure and truly appreciate you being here today. So let me start by, sir, I'm breathing through my nose. It's okay. It's okay. It's very hot today. I know you all knew that. We were going to be on the field. We made the decision to come in here, and although, as General McDew pointed out, you may not realize that it's cool in here, but trust me when I say it's cool in here. But regardless of the temperatures, our great SDDC soldiers standing before us today look spectacular. And I'm glad we're inside. But I do feel sorry for you, so I'll keep my comments short. Let me start by thanking the band and the salute battery. What incredible professionals you are. I truly appreciate your part in today's ceremony. And to our team that worked so hard to plan this and set it up, my sincere thanks to you as well. Now, I could easily go through a very long list of individuals to thank, but there really are so many that have earned that. So I'll just say a real big thanks to all of you. Thanks for attending the ceremony and for all that you've done to support me and the command over the last 2 years. General McDew, General Vi, I thank you both for your leadership and for the guidance you have provided me. You've given me direction as well as support, and your mentorship has made me a better leader. No, a better person, and I truly appreciate that. I've learned so much from each of you, and I sincerely appreciate all the opportunities that you have afforded me. Thank you so very much. The Surface Warriors of SDDC deliver trust, and quite frankly, no one does it better. We do so much, literally everything that involves surface movement. But as I said, since the day I took command, this incredible success of SDDC has never been about me. It is about you, the men and women who make up the command, our incredible soldiers and joint teammates, our professional civilian workforce, the knowledgeable contractors who assist us, our commercial partners, and of course, the caring families who provide us with all the support. The success of this organization belongs to all of you, and you should be extremely proud of what you've accomplished every day to support our warfighters. While I'm talking about the success of SDDC, there is one other group of folks that I need to recognize, because they had the responsibility of keeping me on task, which is no easy feat. That's my command team. From my executive assistants, Ms. Harris and Ms. Atkinson, to my aide, Kevin Holloway, and former aide, Captain James Jacobs, to Joe Rep, who stepped up and and filled the critical role as the DTC for a short period of time, almost a year. To the Colonels Andy Peters and Dave Gaffney, who are my deputies, to Colonels Inez White and Jordan Croman, my chiefs. And finally, to my battle buddy, Command Sergeant Major Kevin McKellar. I'm proud of the work we've accomplished together, and I genuinely will miss each and every one of you. While leaving is certainly difficult, what makes it a bit easier is knowing that the command is getting an awesome leader in Kurt Ryan. I've known Kurt for a while, and there's no one else I feel as comfortable transferring to as Kurt. Kurt, Redding and I wish you, Jennifer, all the best. You have an incredible team working for you, and they are both ready and willing to give their all. And trust me when I say, you need to jump in right now and make every day count. Time will go by faster than you think, and before you know it, you'll be where I am today, ready to depart, and wonder just where that time went. So I can't close without thanking a few more people. They're there every time I need them. They provide an ear to listen when I need to talk. They provide a shoulder to cry on when I need support. And they know me better than I know myself. Brian and Linda, thanks for coming and representing all the non-blood relative family that the military brings to our lives. To my sunshine, Jennifer, your being here today with Anthony means the world to me, and your husband Michael's support is overwhelming at times. You've given me so much strength through the years. Thank you. To my moonbeam, Michael, who chose to stay in Hawaii rather than come here, I could not have gone through this ride without his support. And to my wonderful husband, Redding, what can I say? You're the catcher on our team. You let us win every game, or at least enough to get into the Hall of Fame. I better wrap it up. These ceremonial allergies are starting to hit. Commanding SDDC has been an opportunity of a lifetime. And I can say, without reservation, that leading this command has been the highlight of my military career. I want you to know that although today is the last day that I will wear the SDDC patch on my shoulder, it will forever be upon my heart. Through the nose, through the nose. Surface warriors, delivering trust.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander of the Military Surface Deployment and Distribution Command, Major General Kurt Ryan.
May I first start by thanking all the distinguished guests who, by their presence on this field today, grace this command, these soldiers, this great civilian workforce, and the leaders. A command representing a global presence around the world, a total force of active and reserve, of deployment distribution professionals, as Sue said, surface warriors. They stand on this field with pride today. Let's give them another round of applause. General and Mrs. McDough, General Vi, thank you both for recognizing what's most important in my life, and that was talking about my family. Thank you for what you do as leaders in the Air Force and the United States Army, and truly recognizing those who are the strength of our nation, our family. Thank you. And to our senior enlisted advisors and Command Sergeants Majors, Chief, Command Sergeant Major Sims, thank you for doing what you do to drive our soldiers and sailors and airmen and Marines to excellence every day. Let's give them a round of applause because we know they made this happen today. And to all of our fellow flag and general officers, senior leaders, and other command sergeants majors present today, thank you for coming out. To a warm welcome to the leaders representing our U.S. commercial transportation industry. A private-public partnership is, quite frankly, as old as this nation is. And finally, thank you again for a recognition of my family who traveled so far from Pennsylvania to be with us yesterday and today for this very special day. I am extremely humbled, and I'm proud to stand here on this parade field today to serve you, to serve as your commanding general of SDDC as we build on the successes of this Army Command that has been providing exceptional multimodal surface support to the Joint Force for nearly 60 years. As a major subordinate command of the United States Army Materiel Command and a Army Service Component Command to the United States Transportation Command, we are blessed. We are blessed to have two commands who care for and help resource our mission so well so that we can ultimately be successful, and you both do it with great passion each and every day. General Vi, General McDew, thank you for all you do to empower us to do our job, to do our piece of this phenomenal enterprise that makes possible the movement of sustainment of the joint forces across the globe, to the extreme ends of contested lines of communication, to help deliver national objectives, and quite frankly, to deliver readiness when our nation or our allies or our people are threatened or may need help. The soldiers on this field today represent global presence, the SDDC colors that are flying crisply along the world's littorals represent both Army Materiel Command and the United States Transportation Command, partnered to deliver and receive an onward move, combat power to our combatant commanders. Our global posture, both expeditionary and fixed, ensures flexible options to rapidly and efficiently project CONUS forces and sustainment anywhere, anytime, for any purpose. Quite frankly, that is who we are as a command. That is what we do. We are surface warriors. We are trusted professionals ready to deliver trust and readiness to anyone who needs it. Be it strategic ammunition readiness to strike our enemies with lethal joint fires, or delivering ready combat forces to close with and destroy those who threaten our way of life, or timely delivery of humanitarian assistance to our own citizens and to the peoples of all nations when disaster strikes, or delivering family readiness. We are the team most trusted as we expertly move household goods and privately owned vehicles to nearly 550,000 families around the globe every year. I fully embrace the responsibilities of this new command as your new commander. I look forward to marveling at and applauding the selfless work each and every one of you do each and every day around the globe. And I may also ask that God give me the strength and give me the wisdom to faithfully provide the right stewardship for this command. May God continue to bless the great United States of America, for together we deliver to sustain the strength of this great nation. We are surface warriors. Thank you very much.